Good morning and welcome to my channel. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to be here. Now today, you know when you get that crunchy, really hard paper that you make when you decoupage, or you put napkins onto a pocket to make a nice pocket and it gets really hard. Well, I was watching Our Upcycled Life, and she upcycles loads of things for her home. And one of the things she used was, you paint it, you put it on with Mod Podge, and it also goes very sticky, doesn't it, on the front? Well, one of the things she did was added some softener to the Mod Podge, and you have to get the fragrance and colour-free softener, which is this one we've picked up here. It's in Europe, but you then mix it with your Mod Podge, and you do it 2 to 1, so 2 Mod Podge to 1 softener. Oops. And what you do exactly like you do as normal when you're decoupaging onto fabric. You just put some down. It does get quite sticky, so make sure you've got a mat like I've got here, or another good idea if you don't have this sort of heat resistant mat is to get a bin liner and just put it on the bin liner and it will come off. It will be fine. I'm not sure if greaseproof paper works as well. Anyway, I'm going to put that on there. Go from this side, and I'll just carry on putting this on the back. And then what you do is just go over the top like you do normally with your Mod Podge. No different. I'm not bothered about wrinkles. I'm using this Christmas napkin because I'm going to do a Christmas in July journal, and I thought I could have a go at using this as the cover for it. It will be sort of, I'm not sure how big this is actually. It will be approximately 6.5 by, well, it's roughly square, 6.5. And don't be stingy with your Mod Podge on the top. I am going to use my heat tool just to dry a bit, and then I will put it aside. I'm just letting that really dry off. Mod Podge doesn't take too long to dry, I will say. And I've got a couple of scraps here, and I want to do another cover here with this cute deer napkin. Now the scraps, I'm not actually going to use napkins. I'm going to have a go at the Holtz tissue and put some tissue. Oh look, that fits perfectly on there, so that I can make a pocket or just a flap that you can put into a journal. So this is the typography, and I've got the photographic here, and as I eventually want to do a seaside journal this year, as I usually do, I'm going to use this on here, but I'm actually going to be very careful how I use it, in that I'm going to have to cut this side. I think I'm going to go with that there over the top. I'm going to trim here and here, and I might use these pieces at the bottom. So I'm just going to trim off here. Obviously, when I come to do this, I'm going to do this as a flap. Let's keep that aside. I'll move this aside. Put these two up here. That one's straightforward. This one is more of a collage. Something like that. I can just take off the bottom there. Oops. And then it doesn't matter if I just snip a bit of that off down the bottom. There. It is a bit more fiddly doing it with, if you're collaging on it. We'll do this one first. I will put this down first and do the same process as before. Put a little bit on the back like this, and then there. This actually goes down a bit better than napkins, I will say. Set one down, and now I just need to do this like that, and then we just go back over the top. Be very gentle with the tissue, because while I was doing that Father Christmas one, I noticed I'd torn a bit of the tissue on the back. So when you're doing the napkins, be extremely careful when you're putting the top coat on. But I can put a label or something on the back there for it. Right, I'll just move these up and wipe this down so that I can bring in the deer. That up there. Oops. You have to be extremely careful with it. That up there, and then I'm going to do this deer one here, and I think I'll probably finish there, get all this dry, and I'll come back and show you the result. Okay, these are the results, and it is so, there's no stickiness at all, and it is so flexible. It's lovely as a journal cover. And again, the same with this tissue. This is a little bit stiffer. I was a bit disappointed, but I think it's the thickness of the tissue. This was napkin and this was Tim Holtz tissue. But I think I might put this in my grungy numbers journal as a flip. Now, what I do to straighten it all up is put my ruler on there and then just pull this through till I get to a place that I think I can cut straight. And I use my chalk and I just go round doing this all the way round. And then I just trim it up so that I've got a fairly neat edge. One of the other things that you could do is use a decoupage scissors on them. So, or the, oh, I don't know what you call them, the triangle scissors, these on the edge, so that you could put an edge to it if you wanted to as well, instead of making it straight like I've done, which doesn't always go completely straight either. Right, see, that's not straight at all at the bottom there, and I can see I haven't cut off the white edging. There we go. No, that's still not very straight. You see what I mean? It can be quite difficult. I might actually, I'll show you, I'll do the decoupage on this because I'm thinking of putting this in the grungy journal. So if I'm going to do that, let's go in a bit more. I seem to get a straighter line. I hope there's me saying all that. Oops, with this. There, yeah. Slightly straighter line. And I might fold that over the top, but you might see that in the grungy journal. This is the other one I've already cut out, and I'm going to put that into a seaside journal in the summer. But with this one, I thought I might just hinge it because otherwise I'm cutting their heads off. And then there's this, which, as you can see, is very wobbly. You just have to hope for the best and then trim if it doesn't work. And again with this, I'm quite happy if some of the cotton is showing because it's a junk journal. See, now this one is pretty straight. I might leave that. That's quite nice and straight. This isn't. I've really begun to enjoy making these, so I'm just wondering if I shouldn't invest in some, is that halfway? Yeah, invest in one of those quilting rulers and a rotary thingy-majiggy. That might work out better. You see, that isn't quite right, is it? So if I go along that line, I am quite out. I don't want to chop his ears off. So I might just bring that in a bit there. And trim up the side here. As I say, I've thoroughly enjoyed making these, and now I've got lots of napkins. I'm thinking I might make a few more journal covers like this. So a quilting ruler and a rotary blade would probably do quite well down there. That's quite crooked. Or even this with a rotary blade would go through that. I have got a rotary blade and I did try cutting this one with it, and it didn't, the blade was so blunt, it wasn't very good. But look, that's so flexible. I love it. I'm not sure what I'm putting on the inside, whether I just keep it like this or put something inside to, you know, some felt or something to soften it up. I don't know. I'll see. Anyway, these are the decoupage fabric using Mod Podge and clothes softener. But don't forget, get the easy eco cover type ones that have got no fragrance or colouring in. Otherwise, if you use ones that are blue, say, you'll get a blue tinge to your work. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will speak to you all again in the next video. Bye.